SCP-6044. A helpful forest, a giant sponge, and a lot of axolotls. Object Class: Esoteric. Special Containment Procedures. Containment of SCP-6044 should be concentrated on the discovery and capture of items produced by SCP-6044. Mobile Task Force Delta-44, Funky Foresters, are to maintain a perimeter of approximately 1 kilometer from SCP-6044 Center at all times, marked with a chain link fence. Delta-44 are also responsible for patrolling Beacon Rock National Park for additional items. All items found to have been produced by SCP-6044 are to be relocated to the nearby Site-48 for study and long-term containment. All reports of anomalous activity from the nearby town of Skamania should be assumed to be related to SCP-6044 and investigated immediately. Description: SCP-6044 is an area of Beacon Rock National Park, Oregon, USA, currently thought to be 5 kilometers in width. This region of forest is capable of manifesting sub-anomalous objects, designated SCP-6044-A through SCP-6044-E. These objects nearly always correlate with a recent, heavily radio broadcast tragedy or major worldwide event. It is believed that information is received by SCP-6044 through radio waves, supported by the fact that trees in the area are anomalously absorbent of electromagnetic waves between 300 GHz and 3 kHz in frequency. Despite the existence of many world events that may be thought to trigger an SCP-6044 creation, only a handful of items have been created. It is unknown what SCP-6044 considers a major tragedy, or what causes it to necessitate creation of an object, though research on this is still ongoing. Objects manifested are nearly always extremely dangerous, some even capable of causing various K-class scenarios. The items appear to have some practical use correlating with the recent disaster, though the effect is exaggerated to hazardous and unsafe levels. Alongside this, a message will appear next to the recently created object, typically in the form of a handwritten note or wooden sign. These often appear to be cryptic in nature and overly informal, reminiscent of a card one may receive with a gift. Addendum 6044-1 Discovery. SCP-6044 was discovered in 1971, following reports of anomalous activity within Skamania, a small rural town 1.5 kilometers from the edge of the current exclusion zone. A report was filed by a local resident, Agnes Anderson, a 79-year-old who alerted local authorities about the manifestation of 3 entities that appeared to be comprised entirely of liquid water. The entities seemed capable of spontaneously manifesting garden hoses, inserting them into their own torsos, and unleashing a seemingly infinite high-pressure stream of water. Analysis of the water produced revealed that a high concentration of flame retardant was present. Emergency services received Miss Anderson's call at 1800 hours on October 9, 1971, and the full log can be found in the following. 911 call transcript. Forward. The following events transpired at 1800 hours October 9, 1971, one day following the onset of the Peshtigo fires. Footnote 1. Generally recognized as one of the deadliest wildfires in history, causing 2,500 deaths and the loss of 1.2 million acres of woodland. Begin log. 911.
Hello, 911, what is your emergency?
Miss Anderson.
Yes, well, there are 3 men in my backyard and they won't leave. What is your address and how did they enter your property? Well, I think they must have leapt over the fence, from the forest. I would have seen them otherwise. Oh, and I'm at 23
Redacted.
Street. Okay, are you in your own home currently, ma'am? Yes, I'm looking out my rear window. Are you able to quickly describe what they look like? Have you seen them before? No, I don't recognize any of them. They look see-through, but I think that's my eyes acting up again. See-through? Miss Anderson, is this another hallucination? You've called 2 times this week already. No, I've taken my medication. This one's real. Okay, Miss Anderson. I'm gonna send two officers over to check it out. One of them's looking at me. Alright, stay calm. Help is on the way. I think they're looking at my living room.
Unidentified, muffled by glass. The sound of wet shoes on concrete and a loud thump can be heard. Moments later, a sound reminiscent of smashing glass is audible.
Get out! Get away from my living room! Fire! Fire!
Loud gushing water.
No! My fireplace!
End log. Following this, 2 county police officers arrived at the scene, confirming the existence of the SCP-6044-A instances. A containment team was soon called in and successfully detained the 3 entities, which were brought to Site 19, now contained at Site 48. Despite the entities' requests, they are not permitted to assist in the cleanup of the Peshtigo wildfires. Addendum 6044-2. To date, SCP-6044 has been responsible for the creation of 5 sub-anomalies. They have been listed as follows. Item: SCP-6044-A. Recovered: October 9th, 1971. Threat level: Yellow. Description: Currently housed in a standard large Euclid-level humanoid containment cell in Site 48. When requested, small fires are introduced to the cell. A group of 3 humanoids, all entirely compromised of flame retardant and liquid water, which seem to be drawn from an infinite source. Takes immense pleasure in the neutralization of any form of fire, even minor sources such as candles. This is accomplished through the creation of home water hoses, which are introduced to their bodies via the torso. Upon viewing of a flaming material, SCP-6044-A will incoherently yell variations of fire, occasionally in languages other than English, and continue to attempt to subdue the flame for minutes to hours after it has ceased to exist, causing extreme flooding. All attempts to destroy, electrolyze, or evaporate SCP-6044-A have failed due to the instant regeneration of affected areas. They appear to have below average IQ and are notably easily entertained. Message: a wooden sign attached to a nearby tree. Fire. Theorized reason for creation: Peshtigo wildfires. Item: SCP-6044-B. Recovered: May 19th, 1980. Threat level: Black. Description: Housed within a 20 meter by 20 meter by 15 meter room within Site 48, under no circumstances should it be in contact with water. Item is an extremely large, 3-story tall kitchen sponge. The item is capable of rapid and infinite absorption of liquids, especially water. It is believed that SCP-6044-B utilizes a spatial anomaly to infinitely store water within itself. Message: not found. A sheet of lined paper was discovered next to SCP-6044-B with ink smeared, indicating that the message was lost due to a rainstorm. Theorized reason for creation: 1980 tsunami and subsequent flooding, USA. Note from Site Director Woods: I have received a few emails about why this has been deemed threat level black. I would just, for a moment, like you to imagine if someone like the Chaos Insurgency managed to get their grubby little hands on it and drop this thing into the ocean. You see what I'm saying? Also, no cross-testing between this and SCP-6044-A is not permitted, to those of you who asked. Item: SCP-6044-C. Recovered: August 7th, 1999. Threat level: Blue. Description: Currently held within a small item locker within Site 48. The anomaly requires little to no maintenance, though should be handled carefully. SCP-6044-C is an A4 sheet of paper with the words "Uh-oh" crudely written. Any individuals within 1 meter of the item will feel an overwhelming urge to flee from nearby anomalous objects, and in some cases engage them in hand-to-hand combat. Staff of clearance level 4 or above will feel compelled to alter containment procedures of nearby anomalies to often unnecessarily extensive levels. Message: a small wooden sign. Containment breach. Someone call 05. Theorized reason for creation: Recent Keter-level breaches of SCP redacted. This has been the only instance of SCP-6044 creating an object based on internal affairs. Item: SCP-6044-D. Recovered June 1st, 2012. Threat level: Green. Description: held within a secure item locker next to the Site-48 staff room. Staff may interact with SCP-6044-D upon request. A collection of kawaii-style plushies resembling SCP-999, SCP-682, SCP-1867, and SCP-1281 comprised of wool, satin, and silk. It is unknown if feelings of comfort while grasping the objects are anomalous or not. It is also unknown how SCP-6044 was able to gain access to the Foundation database, though no damage to its systems have been sustained. Message: an A4 sheet of paper. I hope this helps. Theorized reason for creation: rising global levels of depression and anxiety. Note from Director Woods: I have officially approved the many requests from all of you to have all SCP-6044-D relocated to the staff break room. Enjoy, everyone. Item: SCP-6044-E. Recovered May 24th, 2021 through May 26th, 2021. Threat level: Yellow. Description: all live instances are kept in a large artificial lake and jungle environment within Site-48. Any signs of self-mutilation should be attended to, and removed limbs incinerated. SCP-6044-E is the collective designation for 2,059 members of the genus Axolotl, of various types that spontaneously manifested in SCP-6044. All are physically and genetically identical to non-anomalous axolotl, though instead of typical reproductive methods, will willingly detach limbs which then grow into separate specimens. This ability is attempted by SCP-6044-E approximately once a month, and any wild specimens have the capability to create mass disturbances in local environments. They have been shown to be extremely resilient to all environments including desert, Arctic, and subterranean areas, having even survived in a vacuum chamber. Message: a wooden sign attached to a nearby tree. Save the axolotls. Repopulate. Theorized reason for creation: near extinction of the axolotl genus. Level 4 access required to proceed. Addendum 6044-3. On July 1st, 2012, during SCP-6044-D's manifestation, it was discovered that the forest of SCP-6044 was not the direct cause of the sub-anomaly's creation. The area instead seems to be an operating ground for an unidentified entity. The entity has been shown to create small portals in the form of luminescent geometric shapes that seem to be the origin of SCP-6044-A through SCP-6044-E. Mobile Task Force Delta 44, Funky Foresters, first observed this phenomenon during a regular patrol of the area and witnessed SCP-6044-D being expelled from the portals in mid-2016. Site-48 Command requested Delta 44's presence to be more spread out, so as to hopefully enter the SCP-6044 portals. Upon SCP-6044-E's creation, May 24, 2021, Delta 44 witnessed an SCP-6044 portal opening. 3 members of the task force were able to enter prior to its closing, and the SCP-6044-E's expulsion. The following is a log of this event. Exploration and Review Log 6044-1. Forward. Mobile Task Force Delta 44 Funky Foresters have been equipped with 24-hour recording equipment in preparation for discovery of an SCP-6044 portal rift. This log occurred at 2:35, May 24, 2021. Begin log. Fur. I would have tried to sleep longer if I knew we were going to be on patrol today. Rogers. Fur, we do this every day. Well, it would have helped if Johnson wasn't blasting away in the privy last night. Johnson. Hey, the chimichangas gave me issues. Rogers' Geiger meter begins giving high readings of radiation in the area, and a glowing white triangle manifests in a nearby glen. Command, Please come in. Site 48 command.
Hello, Delta 44. What's the problem?
Rift just opened up nearby. Permission to proceed?
Okay. Yeah, Delta 44, you have been prepped to enter and have permission. Make sure you keep your radios on and report back as much as possible.
Thanks, command. The sound of crunching leaves is audible, and Roger's camera feed becomes shaky as they begin running. Entering. Roger's Geiger meter is clicking incessantly. Radio and video static follows for 5 seconds. A loud thump is heard. Where are we? Camera reveals Delta 44 to be in a separate forest, though similar to SCP-6044. Hello? Command, can you hear us?
Yes, we hear you. There's a lot of interference. Other radio signals are coming through.
A Mexican news broadcast begins playing. Alright then. How are we gonna get back? Well, we're gonna have to sort something out. Camera feed shows Rogers turning around, revealing an entity in a dark robe. Unidentified.
Mihi opus est cacare.
Weapons up! The MTF raises their firearms. The entity's robes are removed, revealing a humanoid male wearing a colorful green and yellow robe.
Sorry, didn't mean to scare you.
You... what? Who are you?
I make things. That's a good question. Anyway, if you'll excuse me.
The entity waves its arms sporadically and a portal is created. The entity picks up a large bag and drops it through, closing the portal soon after. What did you just put through?
2060 Axolotls.
Why?
Well, you see, I was listening to this really good radio show about how they're basically extinct in the wild, so I thought I'd help out. You know, I've spent about 7 years on that batch.
There are so many species that you'd be saving. Bees, rhinos, tigers, that would do a lot more for the ecosystem.
But I like axolotls.
Okay, well, are you...
Hey, I know you. Are you the guys from the PCS Foundation or something?
Yes, we are.
Great!
Shakes the group's hands.
I got access to your database a few years ago. Loved reading about some of the creatures you have. Do you get the plushies I made of them?
Yeah, they're quite popular. Would you mind telling me how you got access to our files?
Some guys called the Snake's Fist or something came in here and told me how to. I don't think they actually had access themselves, but they know how to get it. It's great to know you like the plushies. I do just love making things that help people.
Yeah, about that, some of the things you make are... Well, I don't know how to tell you this. A lot of the things you make are actually really dangerous to us.
They...
The entity appears confused and slightly sorrowful.
Why? What have you done with them?
I can read you the containment procedures if you want.
No, that's fine.
Silence for 40 seconds. The entity is notably woeful. The entity stumbles backwards, sitting on a nearby log covered in moss. It places its head in its hands. Come on, man. The entity begins sobbing. Johnson places his arm around the entity. I mean, at least you haven't caused a complete, devastating, and violent end to the Earth. Yet. The entity begins sobbing louder. Command, please come in. We need to find a way out. The creature looks up, its face wet with tears.
Don't worry. Allow me.
A portal appears below the team, causing them to fall back into SCP-6044. End log. Following the cleanup of all SCP-6044-E instances, a small note appeared on a soaked piece of paper, which reads the following. Sorry everyone, I'll do better next time. Thank you for listening to SCP-6044. If you enjoyed this SCP, please like and subscribe, and follow the link in the description to the SCP Wiki and voted up to support it and the SCP Wiki as a whole.